Jim, welcome to Patrick Damore Golf Instruction. I'm glad you looked me up. Jim, I reviewed your golf swing, and I'm going to give you some help here. A couple things. You told me in your email that you have some debilitating injuries and some physical parameters to your swing, which is understandable. We're going to work around them for sure. You also told me you wish you had a longer backswing, and I can only imagine that you are saying that because you wish you had more club head speed. And I'm going to tell you right now, we can increase club head speed with a short backswing. As long as we keep our motions efficient, we can create speed. And what we're going to do is a couple of things. I'm going to give you some advice and some very specific things to work on to increase club head speed. And then we're going to talk about your weight transfer and your setup position and how those are related to each other. First and foremost, I want to get you to the top of the swing. I want you to look at something real quick. A couple things you do well. You keep a pretty firm left arm. That's one of the levers in golf, and that's good. We can do that. We can become a decent golfer one day. More importantly, create some club head speed. One thing I don't like is the fact that our wrist set is complete here and we have an obtuse angle. It's over 90 degrees. We're robbing ourselves of speed, club head speed. Alright? At this point in time in the swing, ideally, I would like to see that left arm and that shaft of the club in that position. Unless, of course, you got some type of wrist injury I'm not sure of, but if you don't, this is what we need to work on, is a bigger wrist set. Alright, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm assuming, again, Jim, that you can't make a bigger shoulder turn. With the injuries you've had in your email, you told me you've got quite a bit in terms of your spine and what goes on, but ideally we'd like to turn the shoulders more to accommodate a lot of this. And if you can't, you can't. That's all there is to it. I mean, we can only do what we can do. That being said, work at it this way. Firm left arm, what you have, more wrist set. Now, how do we get the bigger wrist set? I'm going to show you. It starts right at address. You have what I call a very old school takeaway. I know this because I've got it too, or at least I had it. I made it a point to change about 10, 11 years ago, and when that club is about 3 or 4 feet away from the golf ball, in your swing, I see very little wrist hinge. It's almost a straight line between your left arm and the shaft. Alright? Whereas, ideally, when that left arm is in that position, I like to see that much wrist hinge. And that's what we call an early wrist set. When the left arm gets to parallel to the ground, ideally, there's your firm left arm, which is good. Ideally, that shaft should almost be completely set before it gets to the top, and you're not even close to that. And you're robbing yourself of club head speed. That's a major part of it. Because during the downswing, alright, let's remove these circles again. Looks like your left arm got a little bit soft. There's our shaft angle. It's obtuse. We're losing club head speed there. If we can learn to get a early wrist set and set those hands completely before we get to the top, you're going to see more club head speed. And I'm going to show you how we're going to go about doing this. I've got some drills at my YouTube channel that you may have already stumbled upon. One is my early wrist set drill, and I'm going to pull this up here in a second. This is a very small segment of it. I want you to watch this video at my YouTube channel or my instruction site in its entirety. It's very detailed, explains why this happens, why it's good for it to happen, and how to incorporate it into your swing. And I'm going to show you something here. Let's pause me here when I get right to there. As you can see, my shoulders haven't moved a whole lot off the ball. They haven't turned a lot. There's maybe a small rotation, maybe 10 degrees of rotation. Now let's get your down the line view here for a second. I want to show you something. Let's put you in a similar position here. Alright, now your shoulders are about the same position mine are. But as you can see, my shaft is parallel to the ground, and yours barely moved off the golf ball. Your club head's still down here. Mine's already up here, fully loaded and cocked and ready to go. And that's what an early wrist set does, Jim. It creates club head speed early, number one. It keeps the shaft on plane. It keeps the club face square to the plane. And those are all very good, efficient movements. And that's what creates speed, efficient movements. And that's what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna preach on you is early wrist set, and that's what we need to do for sure. Now, I'll touch back on that in a second. I want to show you one other thing here. Let's get your other view up here for a second. Is that the, yep, that's the one. Perfect. Let's get rid of me. I'm going to put a little square around your head here. Okay? I'm going to put a little line coming down. I want to show you something here. Now this is an iron you're hitting, not a driver. Okay? Your head position is roughly, let me put a little dot up here where your golf ball is. The golf ball and your head position is probably 5.5 inches apart. Alright? Your whole upper body here, I'm going to put a little box around this, is too far away from the target at address. We have to get more on top of the golf ball at address. We have to get this upper body over here. We got to get your head over here. We got to get you on top of the golf ball, such that our center of gravity is on top of the golf ball, not loading up behind it, which yours isn't. And I'm going to bring up another person here in a second. Let's see if I can find him without wasting too much time here. Here we go. It was quick. Nick Watney, young guy on tour. Let's look at his setup position. I'm going to put a single line from his head vertically right down. Alright, and he is right on top of the golf ball at address. See that? Big difference there in these two moves. Alright, every guy on tour has a good impact position. That's why they're out there. Big difference between the amateurs and the pros are impact position. He sets up to the ball, which allows him to get back to this position, and it's a great facilitator in efficiency. Alright, so what we need to do on your end is get this upper body more over here. Now, is that going to fix your impact position? Probably not, but it's going to help encourage a better impact position. And that's what this is about. We got to do things in our swing to help encourage better positions, and setting up to the ball properly is one of them for you. It looks like, to me, just by eyeballing this, you probably have 60% of your weight on your back foot, your right foot, and about 40% on your front foot. Whereas you can see Nick Watney on the right side here, he's about 50-50. Now let's get Nick Watney at impact. Look at this. Here's his shaft lean. He's just taken that 5 or 6 iron and turned it into a 4 or 5 iron for sure. His hands are way ahead of the golf ball. Alright, his head is on top of the ball. Now let's get you at impact here, Jim. Your head is behind the ball. There's your head. Let's draw this line. Again, this is a decent position for a driver swing, but for an iron swing it's not going to work. You'll hit chunky shots. If you do hit them solid, you won't take divots. You'll hit thin shots, and most importantly, here's what I want you to see here. If I can get you, no, I can't do it. Frame. Look where your hands are compared to Nick Watney's are at impact. Night and day. You're taking your 5, 6, 7 iron and turning it into a 6, 7, 8 iron. Whereas Nick Watney's, de-lofting it and hitting down through the shots. And his upper body, Nick Watney, is more, more this way. Whereas your body at impact is more that way. Now, again, if you dress the ball properly, that'll improve impact to a certain extent. But the fact of the matter is, we have to get our upper body traveling this way through impact. And the only way to do that is to get your head to move this way to impact. Because if that head doesn't move, nothing's going to move. It's that simple. The head's like your anchor. I do have a couple of weight shift drills on my YouTube channel. One's called How to Cover the Golf Ball. I want you to review that. One is called, I think, Shoulder to Toe, if I remember right. It's a weight shift drill. It shows and depicts exactly how to get this upper body moving in the right sequence. Now, you do have a good weight shift, but unfortunately it happens after impact, and that's what we got to work on. We got to get this upper body. Let's get you to the top here. We got to get this upper body moving this way, which yours does, but right here it stops. See that it's stopping? We got to get that upper body to keep on moving this way through impact. And again, the drills on my website will help you. At the end of this video, I'm going to put very specific plan of action on what to work on. And Jimmy, again, you have a lot of good things in your golf swing, and I don't want you to get too caught up in what we're looking at here, but I do want you to focus on early wrist set. I want you to focus on setup, and I want you to focus on weight transfer. Those are the three things that I think you need to work on most. Those are your critical errors. And the drills I have in my YouTube channel that I'm going to explain to you here at the end of the video will help you tremendously in what we're trying to achieve. And I do appreciate you looking me up. If you have any questions, call me. If you have any other questions, you can email me as well. And keep in touch. Thank you.